ladies and gentlemen, I just took your photograph. Do you know why? Because in this mobile, you have got a camera. Now let's talk about that section that deals with the camera. Come on. So here we are. Thomas Bob, the cameras.
We have another smartphone feature where you can see the movies. Then I will go to the cameras, but in the movies, the movies was recorded on the projectors. And these are different companies and different sizes of projectors. The movies were recorded on 16 mm and 10 mm. So we have this one here, Bell and Hall. This is black and white, and there's no built-in speakers or sound system. You have to connect another outside one. This is a very sexy one. Here we have one Pioneer, which is made in India. And then the movies were recorded on a cassette here. Some people don't know that the movies were recorded on laser disc. This was a laser disc. We have a very vast collection of cameras, and those days nobody knew what is pixels. There was a camera here, very old one. There's no flash in this camera, but what you do is you have to face the sun. It will reflect the light and fall on your face, and you just click the photograph. This is a very old shutter. This was mounted on a camera. Unfortunately, I don't have the camera. It used to go on the shutter, and so you connect this here. This was a manual shutter. Until then they came out with another shutter which was precision, very precision. This was in the James Bond movies intro, similar one. This one, they came with three lenses. Before the automatic lens or the adjustable lens came into existence, they had the lenses. So this is the farthest one, this is the medium, and this is closer. We have another lens here which is the bellow type. Now, this one is a slide. We just have to put it inside here and then push it this way, and you can explain the subject. I want to show you one antique here. This is a tripod which is a wooden one.
So that brings an end to the cameras and the movies. Now another feature on your mobile, music. Let there be music.
Trademark of our museum is this piano. This is the only working grand piano in Asia. It's about 139 years old now. This got ivory keys. These keys are ivory. And this piano was expressly built for the climate of India. You see here. And along with this, we have one solfege timer. This is a solfege timer, and it goes like this one. So whenever you're playing, you can go according to the beat of this one. So you can. It is written presto means fast, allegro means little slow, moderato means moderate, and you can adjust it accordingly. It goes faster and slower like this. And along with this one, we have a very old antique chair with the threads and all, and it goes up and down depending on the height of the player. One of the dean of the Trinity College of Museum, he has authenticated this piano, saying probably the last piece came out from Schiedmeier, Germany factory, and he played it. This one here piano is also by the same company, Schiedmeier, as you have seen a grand piano. This is called upright piano. This is 137 years old now. This is how it works. The stopper, how it goes on the spray. We have, these are called the maracas. Maracas name came from Brazil, Maracana Stadium. Our own classical sitar, tanpura, and some western musical instruments. It's called the baritone over there, then saxophone, then trombone, and of course this is a 12-string guitar. This is supposed to be the first casino in Goa by the Ramada Hotels. The first school that visited our museum on a school excursion was from Lotoli under headmistress Norin Dias.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very heartbreaking message that is going out to all of you. Now here are these Goenkars who are collecting the past from our state, our Goa, your Goa, and they are preserving it here. And it is we, the Goans, the Goenkars, who are not patronizing them. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about startups. What is the point of talking about startups when something that is already started up is not getting your support? This appeal goes to all the schools, all the colleges. Please find time. It is just 4 kilometers from Margaon, right on the main road. You can come here and get exposed to some of the finest artifacts that have been displayed over here. Another part of your mobile where you can add a software, you can use your mobile even to weigh up to around 3, 4, 5 kilos. This section addresses that part of the mobile. Thomas Bob?
Earlier we have this barter system. The food stuff, the grains were measured by this kind of containers. This is called a mode. This is called a pili, this is called a anate, and accordingly this one, 6 were going in this pili, 24 were going in this pili. And this was a barter system. Those days they didn't have kilos and pounds and tolas. But later on we had this weighing system, the big hooks, perfectly balanced. And if you come see here, we have the pounds. The earlier measures were pounds, lbs. So these are the tolas here. If you see, this is a tola. This was a goldsmith's once here. This is a postmaster's. We have kept one digital scale also here. Our guests can weigh themselves on this one.
This is for the liquids.
Liquids.
This next feature that you are going to see, possibly you may not be able to use your mobile to do that. But definitely you can use your mobile to see the different designs and the fashions. But these fashions were created on hand sewing machines. Next section, hand sewing machines.
Here we have the very old sewing machines. Singer is 1932 and it's a hand sewing machine. And we have a very rare machine here which was Wenzer machine from June, even the month they have mentioned here, invented, 1867. This is the plate which is here on the side and it goes like this. This is very rare. Nobody will have this in any of their museums. So you must come and see this museum only to see the machine. It's patented in America, Great Britain and the continent.
So ladies and gentlemen, that was level 1 for you. Now let us go to level 2. Let's see what Thomas Bob has in store for us over there.
This is an antique and we asked the guest, can you guess how much is the weight?
It is very light.
Yeah. And it is made by one of our Goan artists, Lorenzo Marquis, in 1950.
In a world today where having a motorcycle, having a car, traveling in planes has become a very casual affair, I remember a time in Goa, maybe pre or post liberation, where owning a cycle made you somebody out of the world. A cycle was very, very important, and you won't believe, ladies and gentlemen, you required a license for a cycle. Today, we have got young people driving two-wheelers without license. But at that time, we had a license for a bicycle. What you see over here is a rally cycle. It's a rally cycle. Rally cycle was one of the most wanted one, very sturdy one. It had a brake with a metal rod. And you won't believe, do you know who worked on this and who put this cycle together? Tata himself. Don't believe me? Read over there. It is restored by Tata, but this is our own Goan Tata, and that Tata is right here, Thomas Antonio Technical Artist. This is Tata, and this cycle belonged to him. One thing that you must notice, ladies and gentlemen, is especially the children who are riding vehicles. Please note that at night you require a light, and at that time it was mandatory, it was important, and you were prohibited to drive a cycle without a light, and if you get caught you would be fined. Light for a cycle. So Raleigh had one small little gadget called as a dynamo that was fitted right at the back, and it would touch the tire, turn round, generate electricity, and light a lamp that was right in front. And here you can see this cycle kept in an immaculate condition, and which was part of growing up in Goa. Now let's start our journey on level number 2. So, second floor, and here I see a bag. Let's find out from Thomas Bob what this bag is about.
This is a leather bag. It's a water leather bag. It was used by the Bedouins in the Arab countries. It was also filmed. If you see here, Lawrence of Arabia is carrying the leather bags. It was an essential tool because those days there were no bottles and all. Only the leather bag, which is made of camel skin, camel hide. There's another bottle here. Oh, it's also a leather bottle. It is used to make perfumes in Kanuj. Actually, Kanuj in UP, they still make it. It's actually, here we have the tools which are used by the doctors for cesarean. Nowadays it is laser. These big metal tools are rarely used now because most of the operations are done by laser. So another 10 years they are going to be obsolete.
This particular glass bottle that you see had a huge medical usage during the earlier time. Even now, if you go to 5-star hotels, if you go for Ayurvedic treatment, they call these ventos. Now what they would do is make you lie down, take off your shirt, your back especially, and they would light a small piece of cotton, put it inside, and then put it onto the skin. The skin would be pulled inside because there was vacuum created, and at the same time it would suck out the additional moisture or water that was there in your body, giving you relief. So let's go to that particular section which deals with crockery and cutlery.
So if you see here, we have the big collections of kettles, and some of the kettles are, this one actually are silver kettles. I have collected from Australia during my professional visit in Australia on the ship. This one is a rare one, the oven, but this one is handcrafted. If you see, if you touch here, Sanjeev, but you see it is handcrafted.
Oh, you can feel it.
We have the vast collection of these nicotine collecting ash collectors or ash trays. These are called the pipes which you were used in those days. I call them nicotine busters. Come out of fashion now, but those days they used to enjoy this. But I am glad that it stopped because of health problems.
I add to that, smoking is injurious to health. If you are smoking, stop it.
So we have the cutlery here. It's a vast collection of cutlery which in today's world, if we put on the fine dining table, our children will not like to touch them because they are either sharp or they are different. The shapes are not so pleasant. But these were the ones, most of them are silver, either silver plated or silver spoons and forks. But people appreciate that they are being demonstrated nicely. If you come over here, we have this grandmother's jewelry box. Those days jewelry box used to be something like this, like a filing. and there was a key over here, and this used to keep your grandmother's jewelry box. But then it became, this one is also a jewelry box. Another one, which is, if you look beside, we have a ship here, which I have framed it, but I bought it from Australia. So here we have the water coolers or water filters, or the thirst quenchers I call them, because these are different types, shapes and sizes of different era. This is the latest one which is still used. This is a clay cooler. This one is very rare because it got a shape of a nagoba and it got an opening where the cooling of the water is down faster. Those days there were no coolers, it was aerial cooling, and from the pores of the pot, the cooling was done. Also you could pass one rope and carry it on your back to any party or go to picnic. Here I have a rare pot which looks like the Harappan time. I don't have any idea or history of it, but it is a very rare one. I don't allow people to handle it, but I show it to. If you see this cup, it's called a pewter cup, and if you see inside, there's a glass. Okay. Today we eat food from the chefing dish. This was a chefing dish those days. You had to heat hot water here, and the food was kept here, and it was closed. So food was kept warm, and the water that the evaporation that comes is to keep the food moist, not dry.
With this torch, I am going to take you into another section of this Thome Museum, which deals with light.
And we have this one here. This is an old street light, used in Czechoslovakia those days. So imagine every day they had to climb the pole and light this one. And this had a gravitational force tank which is mounted on the top. It is not pressurized. So kerosene will flow on it and it will be lighting. So these were the street lights those days. It's a very rare street light. This is another one which Sanjeev had told. This is a cycle headlight. It's got a kerosene wick inside. Before the dynamo was there, this was used in the cycle as a lamp. Then the Petromax came here, and then they came the LED. This one is a good one, rare and good one, because you could still charge it like this for picnics and all. I will tell you something about the crystal glass. They say if you go to the market and all crystal glass, if you want to judge a crystal glass, it has to be like this. The sound will go for a long time. Here, this is a frame which I made for my brother. He died at a young age, 1965. These are the bones of a whale. You see here, this is the skeleton of a whale. This is called maxillaris. This is called mandibulas. Now these two bones are of the mandibulas. This is of maxillaris. And we have some more bone of the whale on the other side. So this is another bone from that whale. And I have a illustrated Bible which is a collector's item. And in this we have pictures of Jesus and other pictures. And this was limited edition. Also you can write the family tree on this one. That is a birth. Like family record you can write on this one. It is a very old Bible, illustrated Bible, which is not available anywhere. Wherever Jesus is speaking, it is written in red. See, wherever Jesus is in person, it is in red. This one takes the cake because this is from the 18th century. You see here, from 18th century, 1800. And this was a hot water bottle which was used by putting hot water here, close it, and today's water bag, this was used to keep on the water on the stomach when you have a pain in the stomach. It was also used in the winter in the cold countries under the mattress.
These soda water bottles are amazingly rare, but there was a time when, with your permission, I will just take one. They had a very typical design. It had a bottle, it had a pressed neck, and it had one side with two depressions here and a ball that is shaking inside. Now what would happen was, they would put the water inside, and they would put it in a machine which we will show you, and they would keep on turning it. What would happen actually is, the gas inside would make this ball go and get stuck to the end of this. And when you wanted to open that, they had a special opener, and that is this one. It had a part in the middle, and what they would do would hold this, put it here, and then press it, and then it would make a sound, tissue, and you had your soda. Now the issue was, if you wanted to drink this soda directly and you used this side of the bottle, then that ball would come down and block the bottle. So they had a contraption built inside over here, these depressions, which when you wanted to drink, that thing would come and you could drink the soda. Totally, my friends, totally, when they were making this. Most of us in our homes, whether we stay in the ancestral home or we are brought from the ancestral home, we have got this type of cupboards. But I was very much surprised when I came to this museum that these cupboards held a secret. What is that secret? Let us hear that secret from Thomas Bab. Thomas Bab.
Basically, in our Goan culture, traditionally, a girl who is given in marriage are given some necessary items, necessary things like a cupboard, a sewing machine. Today they give fridge, they give a car. Those days, a cupboard was the most essential necessity to keep their clothes and the ornaments. But I found, whilst I was repairing this cupboard, one coin was hidden inside the cupboard. It is actually traditional, the mother of the bride will hide one coin without the knowledge of the bride or the groom, and she will not tell anybody. And the idea is that, now this coin was 1929, also if you can see it is 1929. Turn now, 1929. So the basic idea is, if the couples in their life, they become poor, they will come and take out the gold, they will sell it, they lost that. Whatever money they have lost. But this coin which is hidden inside will bring luck back, will bring money back. So that is the idea of the traditionally hidden coin in the cupboard.
So now we have come to almost the end of this, like I said, but we can't say bye to Mr. Thomas Antonio de Costa or Tata. We cannot say bye without seeing his family tree. Let's see his family tree.
We have our family tree here. Traditionally, we tell the tourists who come here that the names generally continue from father to son to grandfather, like that. So here, my name is Antonio. Thomas is first name, but Antonio is featuring 2-3 places here. Antonio here, Antonio here, Antonio here. So it has been gone from generation to generation. We have a family tree till 1745, and this platter is from my family. And if you have any kind of a platter, grey color like this, it is the most precious item in your house. And don't sell it, don't break it, keep it. Those days, they used to make plates for the family. Now this one is stamped here, Severino Casimiro de Souza, Wellsound, 1898.
Thank you, Thomas Bab. And we are back to the place where we saw the cycle. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't come to this museum, the losers are you. Please get your children. I am sure that when you are passing from here to Margaon, to Cavelosi, to any of the beaches in the south, you have to pass this place. It is right on the roadside. Huge boards and a restaurant too. So you don't have to run around anywhere. You can come here, spend a beautiful morning, have a good lunch, go down to the beach, go home. Very fruitful day. And ladies and gentlemen, I must say my thanks on your behalf, wherever you may be. I must say my thanks to Thomas Baba for allowing us to bring all these treasures to you. And I'm sure you will want to know how to come over here. You have got a lot of things in Goa which you would like to tell us. Please write to us on the email that you see over here. If you can't see it here, then see it here. But please write to us. Come here, because this is Goa, and nowhere else will you find such passion with which this museum has been created. So for this episode, signing off. So here we are come to the end of the program. But before I end up and say bye to our Thomas Bab, I want you to meet the team that goes behind making this entire museum a great success. And it is a real pleasure to know that this passion has gone from the father to the son. This young man here, his name is Arthur, and he is already showing signs that he is going to be a good curator. Under the tutelage of Thomas Bab, his daughter, and you won't believe this, her name is Ocean Star, and I like it. And she is doing MBBS. At the same time, whenever she finds the time, she comes over here and helps her father. There is one more sister she has. She had to go for another commitment. But this is the team that helps him. But like every important person, there is one more person who just doesn't allow you entry in this museum, and that is Serin Bai. Ladies and gentlemen, these are dedicated staff and the passionate staff who make our museums and our enterprises a success. We want you to come and help them to make this museum into a great success. Ladies and gentlemen, the team of Thome Museum for you.